Canada to allow international students to work off-campus over 20 hours per week. Immigration Minister Sean Fraser has announced a new temporary measure aimed at alleviating Canada's historic labour shortages. Fraser says this will allow over 500,000 international students already in Canada to potentially work more hours. From November 15, 2022 until December 31, 2023, international students who are in Canada and have off-campus work authorization on their study permit will be allowed to work over 20 hours per week off-campus while class is in session. This temporary measure will also apply to foreign nationals who have already submitted a study permit application as of today. They will also be able to benefit from this policy if Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada approves their application. Immigration Minister Sean Fraser announced this major reform this morning in Canada's capital city, Ottawa. Fraser explained this measure aims to alleviate the labour shortages that are being experienced across Canada. Canada is grappling with historic labour shortages and an unemployment rate which is low by historical standards. Earlier this morning, Statistics Canada reported that Canada's unemployment rate fell to 5.2% in September, down from 5.4% in August. At present, international students who apply to study in an eligible Canadian educational program may get authorized to work off-campus during their studies for up to 20 hours per week. This limit is lifted during scheduled breaks such as the summer and winter holidays. This policy allows international students to support themselves financially while also seeking to ensure that they remain focused on completing their studies rather than be focused on working in Canada. Facing nearly 1 million job vacancies, however, has resulted in the Canadian government easing this rule for the time being. Fraser noted this measure will allow over 500,000 eligible international students already in Canada to potentially work more hours. Canada is among the world's leading destinations of international students. In 2021, it hosted over 620,000 international students, a figure which has tripled over the past 2 decades. Canada issued nearly 450,000 new study permits last year alone. Demand to study in Canada remains strong due to various factors, such as the quality of the country's educational institutions, multiculturalism, affordability of the Canadian dollar, and the work and permanent residence opportunities that the country offers. The majority of international students report they are interested in remaining in Canada as permanent residents upon completing their studies, according to research by the Canadian Bureau for International Education, CBIE. Statistics Canada research shows that international students who go on to gain permanent residence tend to integrate quickly into the Canadian labour market due to factors such as their Canadian work and study experience, as well as English and/or French language proficiency. This explains why Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, IRCC, offers a host of measures aimed at helping international graduates work in Canada and remain here. Provinces and territories across Canada also reward international graduates with domestic work experience. Quebec and Provincial Nominee Program, PNP, streams across the country offer permanent residence pathways to international graduates as a means of encouraging them to remain in the province or territory and continuing to contribute to the labour market as immigrants. Canada has increasingly looked to international students as a key source of permanent residence in recent years, especially during the pandemic. For instance, IRCC relied significantly on international graduates to achieve its target of landing over 405,000 new immigrants in 2021, breaking Canada's record for new landed immigrants in a year. IRCC did this by inviting and landing large numbers of Canadian Experience Class candidates. In addition, it introduced a time-limited temporary residence to permanent residence (TR2PR) program in 2021 that enabled some 90,000 temporary residents to apply for immigration. Minister Fraser also has a mandate from Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to identify additional ways for international students and temporary foreign workers to gain permanent residence via express entry. In addition, Fraser tabled a strategy in September outlining how the government aims to help more temporary residents gain permanent residence. The strategy contains 5 pillars, such as modernizing the immigration system to improve application processing times. We will gain greater insights on the Canadian government's newcomer strategy when they table their new immigration levels plan 2023 to 2025 by November 1st. Thanks for watching. Hope the information given in this video is helpful. Share it with your family and friends. Also, do comment your queries, feedback and suggestions. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon for more videos.